Big up, big up, big up, Therapy Army. Where are you? Last me having you. Big up, Aaron. I'm looking forward to this. Fortunate enough to see Pele live when I was 7 years of age. I did a school book report on Pele. I wish I kept it. Pele lives. Pele certainly lives. Can't wait to the show. King Pele forever will be in all of us fans' hearts beyond football. And what a man he was. Yeah, big up to everybody, everybody one of you that are here, people. Big up. Let's go. Those of you got a goodie thought Maguire was gonna get sold. You're all honestly, I don't know what. I genuinely need to check the water. I genuinely need to check the water or what you guys are drinking. Maguire ain't going nowhere. He's on 200 grand, 7-year contract at Man United. He ain't going anywhere. So those of you, because you don't look into these things carefully, you get absolutely hoodwinked, right, left, and center. That's what happens to you all. So it is a bit. It made me laugh when these Maguire to Villa is trending, and I'm like, Maguire, they don't know that. Are Villa gonna pay 200 grand a week to Maguire? I swear some of you guys are comedians. You guys are comedians. Big up Raz. Big up Raz. Listen, I've got a show about United at 10 o'clock, people. We're going to be going into all that. It is absolutely comedy show. Most of you need to tune in. Some of you guys need to tune in. But how are you doing, bro?
I'm okay. Yourself? Hang on. I got Franco on the road. Hold on. Hang on. Hello, Franco. And your Facebook.
We got Franco.
Yeah, it's on your Facebook. Your Facebook. Your messenger. Sorry, your messenger. Yeah. All right.
Big up my brother Franco, man.
Yep. Yep.
Big up everybody. So we're at 10 o'clock. We're going to be talking about everything to do with Man United, people. Everything to do with Manchester United.
Yeah. That's it.
That's who we're going to be talking about, people. So big up to everyone. Franco hopefully will join us soon. Big up Raz. Way too good to be true. I know the news from Slap them news people. They don't know the ins and out of the contract, do they? They don't know that he's got a 7-year contract at Man United and he's getting paid 200 grand a week. Like at Villa are gonna give Harry Maguire 200 grand a week. Oh God. Oh my God. Honestly, I feel bad for some of you guys getting absolutely clickbaited by talk shite journalists and all these other Muppets. So-called journalists. You make me laugh. Hopefully we're getting Franco Dizzy, brother from Rio, on in a minute. He can talk to us a bit more about Pele. I don't think we've done him justice. So hopefully Franco is old enough, just like Raz is, to remember actually seeing him play. And then
sorry, we're just waiting for him to sort of get himself together, yeah.
Yeah. But in the 10 o'clock show, just to let you know, guys, what we're going to be talking about. We're going to be talking about this supposed wage cap of 200 grand a week, which is ridiculous. It just sounds absolutely ridiculous to me. And then we're going to be also be talking about Workhurst, and if he certainly is Ten Hag's first choice of striker, because some of you have just been absolutely hoodwinked. Again, I feel bad for you because you don't look into this too deeply, but that's why the people like me who look at this deeply and understand that.
Have you looked at the Weghorst thing deeply?
Yeah. Ten Hag. That's if it was Ten Hag's first choice, he would have been here 1st of January.
Yeah.
He would have been there 1st of January.
Wait. No.
At this moment in time, just like everything else, the clowns are panicking and rushing around. And we'll also be talking about, obviously, now that we thought we had a week off in it between City and Arsenal, but obviously we don't have that because Crystal Palace don't have a Crystal Palace. This game's going to be taking place now on the Wednesday. on a Wednesday. So Man United play now. We play Tuesday night. We play Charlton. Then we play City on Saturday afternoon, 12:30. Then we're going to play now Wednesday night. We're going to be playing, and we'll play Crystal Palace, and then Arsenal away on the Sunday or the Saturday, if I'm not mistaken. So pick up to every one of you. Strap in. We've got a lot to talk about at 10 o'clock show tonight, people. 10 o'clock tonight, we're going to have a lot to talk about just the fan base. Absolutely. Honestly, you guys make me laugh. I'm not going to lie to you. It's comedy. It is. That's what I say to you. The way the fan base is, the way the football club is, we're just a comedy. It's like, we're just one comedy show. We're just one comedy show. So as you understand right now, we're playing Charlton on Tuesday. Saturday we play 12:30 against Man City at home. Crystal Palace away at 8 o'clock on Wednesday. Next Wednesday, that is 18th of Jan. And then the 22nd we play Arsenal Sunday 4:30. Big up everybody. Just have a look. See, Franco joined us. Is he here yet? 1 minute here, fan.
I don't think he joined StreamYard yet. I don't think he joined it, so I just told him what to do.
Okay, big up. Big up, man. But big up to every one of you, man. We're going to have our brother from Rio de Janeiro. What's the word they use for the Rio people from Rio, Irfan?
Karaoke.
We got a real karaoke here to give us the lowdown on what's happening in Brazil in terms of like Pele, how
the funeral, everything about it, all you know, because it's been interesting how the old school have interacted with the new school regarding Pele. Some of the old school, they put him in the same league as Nelson Mandela, you see. That's how they see him. So it's going to be interesting asking Franco. Oh, well, listen, you say that. I read all the quotes. So obviously he's not, but I'm just saying some people regard him in that,
Yeah, no, of course. For white liberals in the West, he was perfect because he was a guy who went along with everything. He went along.
Yeah, he was a total line guy. Yeah,
stayed good, stayed true to his word. Never said anything controversial. Knew how to play the game in terms of never upsetting the Western countries.
Yeah,
and that's why. As the person, he might be flawed, but I prefer Maradona. Maradona's politics align with my politics. Pele's politics don't never align with me.
Yeah, but who's in a more?
And he actually said, what I've been looking at, he actually said about black players, get over yourselves about racism.
But that's what I'm saying. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying, Nuruddin. Yeah. You say that, right? And I agree with you, but I'm saying how many footballers in Brazil supported Bolsonaro? You tell me how many. Do you know how many supported Bolsonaro?
A lot. Majority of them.
Majority of them supported Bolsonaro, which I can't get my head around.
Because of tax reasons, Irfan.
It's only tax reasons. So fair enough.
And actually, that kind of making money of their talent comes from Pele. Pele was the first to do it, to monetize
it all. He opened the door, He opened the door.
To monetize it all. So a lot of these guys actually, they owe it to Pele. A lot of the footballers and the branding and everything that comes with it, with advertising and everything. All of that came from Pele. He was the first global icon. But anyway, before he joins, let's get through some facts here, right? A couple of facts. So Pele was born on October the 23rd, 1940. At the birthplace is Três Carocas, Brazil, which is a borough on the outskirts of São Paulo. His name is actually Edson Arantes do Cimento. That's his name.
Let me correct you. Edson Arantes do Nascimento.
There we go. Do Nascimento. That's his name. That's what he was christened by. But no, we're gonna do one. We're gonna do one later. This is a special about Pele, bro. 10 p.m.
Yeah, no, people don't understand.
Yeah, we're gonna
go later on. We're just waiting for Franco to get himself together, right? I'm gonna give him a couple more minutes. I'm gonna try and check out what he's doing.
Yeah. Well, yeah, this is who he was. And before we start, so in terms of who he was, He was the first global superstar. First global superstar, people. First global superstar. That's who he was. That's who Pele was. So a lot of these modern footballers, all of it is him. The person who made the number 10 famous, all because of him. But shout out, big up everybody. But like I said, at 10 o'clock, we're going to be talking about everything to do with Man UFC and the comedy club we are. Comedy FC. Here we go. Here we go. Honestly, it's been the last 48 hours has been the most hilarious 48 hours. I've been a Manchester United fan. And now we've got also some quotes coming out from Richard Arnold and John Murta. Some of you guys are gonna laugh. Honestly, it's gonna be funny. But this is a Pele special, people. A Pele special. This is what we're here for. A Pele to pay a tribute and to talk to our brother. Circus FC. Here we go. Here we go. Circus FC. Comedy FC, circus, mate, circus. Honestly, some of the quotes, honestly, we can't wait to get into them later on. But some of the quotes from Richard and from John Murta. I'm telling you, John Murta could get a Netflix special just by some of the comments he said. You have to laugh. You either cry, people, or you have to laugh. But yeah. Pele was a fascinating character, fascinating footballer, one of the greatest ever to do it. And hopefully we get our brother Franco to come on and to expand a little bit on it. Yeah, F. You muted yourself. You muted yourself. Hello? Can you hear me? Earth, can you hear me? Hello? Earth?
Hello?
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, I'm here.
Franco's here. Franco is here.
Yeah.
I'm muted, Franco.
Okay, how are
I'm
you
muted.
doing?
Franco, can you see us, yeah?
Yeah, I can.
You
Yeah.
see us, Franco. Welcome, brother.
Listen, turn the light up on your camera. Your light, turn the light up so we can see you, yeah?
The light is on.
No, on your computer, Franco.
I'm gonna put the headphone because.
Yeah, but then turn your computer light up.
What light? I haven't got a light in the computer.
Yeah, you have on the Mac, Franco. Display light. The display light.
I don't know where you turned that on.
Listen, don't worry. We can see you, Franco. We could see you. That's all that matters. We could see you, bro. It's all good. It's all good,
right,
man. Listen, I just want to give a warm welcome to Franco, innit? Franco, our brother. Earth and Franco known each other for a long, long time. Franco came from
for about
Rio
a century.
Yeah.
No, he came in. Franco, what year did you come to England? 82?
Yeah.
82. So he's been in England since 82.
But he came in Union. A lot of that.
I can't remember. Let me see if I can get the light here.
Yeah, that's better. I can see you now, Franco. Yeah.
I've changed the position.
Okay, there you go.
I'm here in my own little studio.
He's in your own little studio.
Look.
Yeah, there you go. That's better. Right. So go on, Franco, because we're only 15 minutes late. So go on.
No, it's fine.
So you came in 82, right?
Yeah.
And you were a football freak then, weren't you? I remember I met you in the late 80s, early 90s, yeah? Now about 1990, something like that. And you were a football freak, but I used to see you in the Hacienda all the time.
Yeah, but
in the Hacienda all the time.
Yeah, I used to go Hacienda Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
Yeah, you used to every time I was there, you're always there. This guy, Franco, this guy used to live in the place, okay?
Yeah, I used to rehearse there.
Yeah.
having my dinner in there,
Yep.
and then I go out there.
Go out there, yeah. Okay, so what about football? When do you get into football then? You know, we're like, you know, because obviously coming from Rio, football is everything. That's football. That's Rio football.
Yeah. But the thing is, in here, I didn't used to kind of follow very much. I used to watch occasionally, the Saturday program.
Oh yeah. It was a lot. It was sad. It was the not was it football focused? The lunchtime one.
No, was the first was the Greaves and
St. Greaves, yeah. St. Greaves, yeah. That was on ITV, yeah.
Franco, 1 minute. Please let me just get the people. Listen, guys, we're going to be talking about everything to do with Manchester United at 10 o'clock. We've got a separate show for that. This here is an hour to Pele, and we've got our friend
from Rio,
Franco from Rio, DJ musician, here to give us a bit of the breakdown what Pele means to the Brazilian culture, to Brazil, the history of him. If how many times Franco's seen him live? We're going to be talking about those things.
Yeah.
Well, you're going to tell us all, Franco. So obviously coming to England, and obviously Flamengo's your team, isn't it, Franco? Yep.
Yeah.
Flamengo. So explain to people where Flamengo is and the history of Flamengo, and then we'll get to Pele. Yeah.
No, Flamengo is one of the main teams from Rio, because the four main teams: Flamengo, Fluminense, Vasco, and Botafogo.
Wait a second. So Fluminense, Botafogo, and what's the other one? Is it Vasco? Vasco da Gama. Yeah. Okay. Right.
Yeah.
I went to watch Vasco da Gama and my team. They're my team in
Franco, he went to watch Vasco when he went to Rio. You know that Nuruddin did.
I saw Vasco against United in the World Club. I went to the game.
Oh, what was the guy called who ripped us? The guy who did the thing over the head. You know when he did the little thing over the head.
Edmundo.
Do you remember that? Do you remember that?
No, they did a cartoon in the first page of newspaper.
Yeah.
The Sylvester kind of looking in the air, looking for the ball, and the ball was in the net.
You should see you should see what he did to Gary Neville. The ball, he spun it.
Yeah. No. Because Romario was that type of player. He stayed behind his marker. So he waits for a mistake. And then Gary Neville passed the ball, and he comes sneaky from behind Gary Neville and scored the goal.
Wow. So you were saying, right? So obviously you're a Flamengo supporter of the four teams of Rio.
Yeah.
Right. And obviously, because you know a lot about football, when you talk about football, you go quite deep into it.
Because, for example, Flamengo, I follow quite a lot either of Zico.
Right.
When Zico was like in control of the whole team. Because in them times, where they train, in the club, Flamengo, they had different pitch. So where the kids where we played was next where they trained. So I used to see the team training.
Yeah.
And I used to, after the training, Zico used to practice for an hour free kick.
So you used to watch Zico practice his free kicks for an hour?
He used to put one towel, one corner, one towel, another corner, and boom, bang, bang, bang.
So
and we knew
in each corner of the goal, a towel.
We knew every game, free kick, goal. We knew it was a goal. He never missed.
Was he that accurate? He was that accurate, yeah.
Accurate.
Wow, you get that Nuruddin, putting towels in the corner of the goals.
The one thing I was gonna say, players nowadays, they don't practice free kicks. You don't see people score free kicks. They don't practice. They don't practice finalize, look at the goalkeeper. That's all Pele used to do all that. Before you shoot, you look at the keeper. And before you look at the keeper is on the right. I know where I'm going to shoot. He dribble here, dribble there, dribble here, dribble there, boom, bang, go.
So, okay, so, right. So what you're saying then, so
players nowadays don't practice.
I think the practice, Franco, I just think it's a different game. I think the practice.
No, it's like an intelligent player. That's what I call intelligent player. He's the one who reads the game.
Yeah.
Look at where the keeper who used to score goals like this? Ronaldinho.
Yeah.
He look at the keeper. When he used to do it like this with
Yeah.
the leg.
Yeah.
Boom, bang. The keeper one side and the ball another.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like the guys who score. It's like score goals are intelligent players.
So okay. So you're a very young kid in Rio and you support Zico.
Yeah.
When did you come? What's the first time you remember coming across Pele?
The thing is, when Pele team Santos used to play in Rio,
yeah,
I used to go anyway.
Can I just explain to people? So Franco's from Rio, which is one of the most famous cities, well-known cities in Brazil.
It's the best known city in Brazil.
Yeah, it's iconic in terms of Jesus, and
Yeah.
Sugarloaf Mountain. Santos is where Pele is from. He born and grew up in the outskirts, but Santos is the biggest populated city in Brazil, in actually Latin America. In Latin America.
Wait a second. Isn't Santos? It's not it's in Sao Paulo, isn't it?
Sao Paulo.
Yeah. So that. Yeah,
they've got a big port, all the ships and everything.
Sao Paulo is the most heavily populated city in the world. Greater Sao Paulo is almost 22 million people.
Yeah, it's a huge city. It's basically the economic heartbeat of Brazil. Yeah, it's not the capital, but it's the biggest city. So Pele was from Santos, and these are your rivals, Franco. These are your Flamengo's rivals.
No, Santos are never Flamengo rivals.
No.
Because there is São Paulo rivals and Rio rivals.
Right. So you had what you call Paulista rivals and Carioca rivals, yeah. So people in Sao Paulo had their own, a bit like Man City and then Liverpool, Everton type.
Yeah.
Right.
But I used to go to when Pele team used to play Maracanã. I used to go.
When you used to come with Santos,
just to see Pele.
So you mean when Pele used to come to play against Flamengo? Yeah. Or was it every time he came to the Maracanã?
Whatever team they play against.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, they were in Maracanã. I used to go.
So Franco was a regular Maracanã. Wow.
When was the first time you saw him? How old were you?
I think I was about 5.
Wow.
Wow. Was your dad, mum and dad, was your dad into football? Anyone in the family into football?
Yeah, no, he used to take me to all the match.
Oh wow.
But in them days, Maracanã, I went to one game. Maracanã was 200,000 people in there.
Wow.
200,000. I was in the shoulder of my dad.
Yeah.
Right in the top because we didn't find a place to sit.
Wow.
But that's what it used to be like. They changed it since 2002. Chairs everywhere.
Yeah. But when I met you, Franco, though, you knew about 58. You knew about all the World Cup 62, 62. You knew about them all. Yeah.
But we watch all the time on TV.
Yeah.
So we know everything. I know all the goals and then say like Pele stopped playing professionally when he was 15.
Yep.
And then at 16, he was already in the Brazilian team. And then when he was 17, he played the 58 World Cup.
Okay.
Franco, can I ask you, when was the first time you knew about football? Was it 12, 13 when you proper knew and understood football?
No. From 5 years old, you're already into football.
No, but when you start understanding the game on a different level, what age were you?
I don't know, about 11, 12.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Wow.
Because in Brazil in them days, we always play 5-a-side.
On the beach?
No, 5-a-side in a kind of it's like futsal.
Yeah, futsal. Yeah.
We call football salon.
Football salon. Okay.
A small ball, a heavy ball. So you have to constant pass the ball, control, dribbling.
Yeah.
So you learn about short dribbles and pass the ball, control,
Yeah.
All the Brazilian players used to play there.
So it's called football de salon, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's different to futsal. Do you get that, nerd? It's different to futsal. Yes, it's the same sort.
It's the origins of futsal. It's the origins.
No, it's the opposite. Futsal came because FIFA want to control the game.
Yeah.
So instead of they call football salon because of the Brazilian name, they call futsal.
Right. Okay.
It became a FIFA official championship.
Okay. Yeah.
So basically, you got into football in your teens quite heavily, yeah. And like, when's the first time you saw Pele and go, "Oh my God, this guy's incredible"? Do you remember that time?
No. But by the time Pele was already big, he was already big. From when he stopped playing, he was already big player.
So you're saying that from Pele being a teenager, his football skills gripped the whole of Brazil. Everyone was
since he was 16. Since he was 16.
He was a superstar in Brazil since he was 16.
Yeah.
Wow. 16. Yeah, you forget that how young he was. So he plays in Brazil. He plays in the World Cup in 58 when 17, and he wins. Yeah.
Yeah. And then in 62, he got injured in the second game.
Oh, so he played in 62, but got injured in the second game.
No, it's because what happened. That what I explained to you in 58. Brazil, the first 2 games, Pelé didn't play because the coach. Because when Brazil lost the in 1950 World Cup, they kind of decided the Ginga football was not the right thing to do.
Explain what I know what the Ginga football is. Explain what the Ginga football is.
Ginga football is like dribble here, dribble there, pass here.
Right. Okay. Yeah. A lot of drop the shoulder. Yeah.
No, it's like in 82.
Yeah.
Was Ginga football.
Yeah, with Ginga football. Yeah, that's my favorite football is the Ginga football.
So what happened? People were disillusioned.
Right.
And the coach said, "No, I don't want to play Ginga football."
Yeah.
And then suddenly, after the second game, and then the guys were kicking the ball around kind of in the hole, dribbling and pass the ball, pass it here, pass there. And then the coach said, "Yeah, guys, we are going to play Ginga football from the next," and that's it.
It's interesting. It's interesting you say that because up until 82, which Franco which Nerding calls the sort of end of Ginga in a way.
Yeah.
You said it yourself to me many times, is that Brazil became very defensive because of then. Do you remember what Pele said about this? Did Pele have
I explained, for example, after 62, the European team didn't know how to stop. They saw, what's this? How can we stop that? So it became the hard game. You know, like
hard European game.
Yeah, let's kick their legs.
Physical, very physical.
Yeah, physical. So Pele got kicked left, right, and center. You know, people used to obviously just kick his leg and didn't bother. Was not foul. Was in Europe was fine.
Yeah.
You know.
I just want to give a couple of context to this, guys.
Yeah.
Those of you watching, please smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. I just want to give a quick context. So in 1919, was it when Brazil lost? Was it 1950?
62 they lost. 50 they lost. 50 yeah, 1950 yeah.
So 1950 they lost.
1950 yeah.
1950. World Cup is in Brazil.
Yeah.
World Cup final is in Maracanã.
Yeah.
So it's probably the highest attended matches.
200,000 people.
in history.
The reason I know is because my dad went, in his days, like young guy, he went to the final.
Yeah.
And he said to me, as soon as you guys scored the second goal, was like you're going to cemetery.
Yeah.
The complete silence, the whole stadium. Everyone crying.
Right. Wow. Okay.
I just want to put more in context to this. So 1950 final in Maracanã in Rio de Janeiro, the biggest stadium, one of the biggest stadiums in the world at that time, the biggest crowd in the history of World Cups, the biggest crowd ever in the history of World Cup. Over 200,000. They said the capacity was 200,000. Some people reckon there are different, by journalists, some people who were there to reckon 250, 230, because people were standing on top of people. That's
Yeah.
how mad it was.
Yeah, but in them days, they had a concrete seat. You take your cushion and you sit in it. And they had the chairs and they had the stand up. The stand up was like God knows how.
Standing area.
So give the context. This is Brazil, home tournament for Brazil. Brazil in the World Cup final, Maracanã. The whole nation is expecting Brazil to beat. Brazil a lot better than Uruguay. Uruguay at that time, by the way, they were already World Cup winners. They won in the first World Cup in 1930.
Yeah.
Give the context. So they were World Cup winners. They were heavily ranked, smaller population, neighboring Brazil. And those of you who don't know, Brazil is like a continent, neighboring all these different countries. Uruguay is small in terms of the map and in terms of the population.
Very
small.
So what happens is the shock of the shocks happen.
Brazilians
weren't ready for this. Brazilians were not ready for this, but it is one of the most painful. When people talked about in 2014, Germany beating Brazil, people are like, that wasn't a heartbreak. 1950, still in Brazil, people are talking about.
You know what happened in that day?
The heartbreak. What happened?
Pele's dad cried, and then Pele went to his dad and said, "Dad, don't worry, I'm gonna win the World Cup for you."
At the age of 11 or 10?
10.
10.
Wow.
And can you imagine that? So I'm talking about anybody who loves football, and those of you who don't know, Pele's dad was a footballer.
Yeah,
Pele was a footballer. Yeah, he was a pro footballer.
You know, because what Pele dad did to him, he taught him the basics. What Pele used to practice with a mango. He used to go in the mango tree and practice his skill with a mango.
Right. Wow.
Because in them days, people they couldn't afford a ball, so they used to get a sock, put newspaper in, and that's what they used to play. Till when he was, I think it was about 14 and a half, they used to have their local football team. And then it was like a youth championship. So the guy who from Santos was in there. So when he saw Pele doing all those skill, like put the ball over the player between the legs, dribble, and he said, "Now I want you to come to Santos." So a year later, he went to when he was 15.
To Santos,
yeah. After first he started in the youth team, and then the center one player in Santos got injured, and they put him in the team when he was 15. From there, he never left.
Yeah.
Did he play for Santos his whole life? Yeah.
Yeah, all his life.
Apart from obviously going to New York Cosmos, but he won't even Brazil.
All his life.
It's the white. They have the white kit, don't they, Franco? It's a white kit, isn't it?
You know what happened with Pele? You know, like people in here, they say Pele scored 1,282, something like that, goals. But in here they say officially he scored, I don't know, around 800.
Yeah.
But because Santos used to go play a tour around Europe and tour in America every year. They used to pay loads of money just for people to see Pele.
Right.
So he scored thousands and thousands, of hundreds and hundreds of goals in the friendly games on the tour. But FIFA didn't count those goals.
Didn't count them in, yeah.
You know, but he scored. You know, they used to beat all the big teams in Europe. All
of them.
Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, all of them.
So you talk about the top teams in Europe of his day in the 50s.
Yeah, they used to be all.
Beat him all the time. Yeah. Wow.
Just to give a bit of context to that, he actually went to Africa as well. He went to Nigeria.
Yeah, he went to Africa.
Yeah.
And then was a war I can't remember. I think it was
in Nigeria. The Biafran War in Nigeria.
So they stopped the war for a couple of days just to watch
Pele,
because they see him as a king.
Yeah. Franco, what in your eyes made Pele special? What was it? Was it he was doing skills that nobody was doing?
First, his physique.
Yeah.
He had a physique of a football player.
Yeah.
And he was that type of guy. He trained from the first to get in the training, last to leave. He always look after his physique. And he was a strong guy, solid. And plus, he had a vision of the game. You know, say he was a type of guy. What he used to do the day before the game, he used to imagine moves, dribbles, passing. You know how to score a goal. He used to visualize all that. In the game, he had a vision because they say because he had a big eyeball, so he had an angle of vision of the field bigger than the other players.
Wow.
So he used to what I call anticipation. You know, when he say like before he dribble, if he want to dribble 3 or 4, he knew what he was gonna do and go forward. You know, like say like usually forward. He look at the support leg of the marker. You dribble towards the support leg. See, when a player does the step overs or all these moves, is to make the marker change the support leg. When they change the support leg, that's when you dribble.
Yeah.
So what Pele used to do, he used to look at 2 or 3. He used to dribble 3 in one goal.
So Franco, he was faster than everybody else.
Yeah,
he was stronger than everybody else. He had a football brain more than anybody else.
Intelligent football. He could head the ball brilliantly.
Yeah, left foot, right foot.
He could play as good as left and right leg.
Yeah,
he could dribble. He had a vision of the game. He was excellent goalkeeper.
Wow.
You know, he was a full package.
Did you hear that, Irfan?
No, goalkeeper.
Yeah, he was a brilliant goalkeeper.
Crazy that I never heard someone say that before.
In them days, when the keeper was sent off
or injured,
you had to put a player. They didn't have substitute, so you had. Pele used to train, in the keep, many times.
Well, I didn't know that one.
And
just to give a context to that time, we got a lot of the young audience, Franco.
Yeah.
Back in the day, he didn't have any substitutes. There was no substitutes.
No, not in them days.
He didn't have any yellow cards or red cards.
No yellow.
The first time ever in World Cup football, the yellow card and the red card were introduced was 1970, which was Pele's last big game for Brazil.
Last World Cup,
Last World Cup.
I didn't know that. That's crazy. That so up until 70, you could kick and do what you wanted to a degree.
Yeah, just kick it and it was not foul.
Well, I don't get the no substitutions though on there, and that surprises me. No substitutions.
There is one thing I think I sent to you, Jane.
Yeah.
Is everything Ronaldo, Messi, Maradona, Ronaldinho did, Pele did before. It was the first.
Yeah.
Yeah, you said. Oh, you mean you sent him a video
all
of
the moves Pele did before all them guys.
Yeah.
Every move, apart from Ronaldinho's skills, he took in a different way. Ronaldinho used to take the piss of the markers.
Would you say he's the Novo Jinga? Is Ronaldinho? Yeah.
Yeah. Ronaldinho was like some players. They're born with a special gift. All these players, when they're 8 years old, they already did all that. They didn't learn it in training. They already did it. But by the time they're professional, they've done all.
Okay.
Say, like Ronaldo, phenomenal, they call. He, when he was 17, was the only Brazilian championship he played. He scored 54 goals. And then he went to Holland.
Was that Cruzeiro? For Cruzeiro, yeah?
Yeah.
Cruzeiro, yeah.
I tell you one thing you don't know. He went to what was the team? PSV. He went.
PSV, yeah, PSV.
Yeah. What happened when he got there? They said you're too skinny because he was a skinny guy, really skinny.
Yeah.
Skinny.
The irony now they call him a fat Ronaldo.
I know, and he was skinny for ages, wasn't he?
Yeah. So what happened in them days? All the players were skinny. They used to give injection in the legs, so when you do workout, your legs develop.
Right.
But what happened? Ronaldo was 17, so you still growing.
Yeah.
So there are those forcing his knee. That one of the reasons he got injured a lot in his knee was because of that.
Wow.
Because Ronaldo, because he had all the injections, yeah?
Yeah.
Going back to Pele.
Yeah.
When a lot of people talk about Garrincha as well. A lot of people
But
say Garrincha was better.
No. Garrincha was a different type of player. Garrincha, he was kind of very kind of humble type of guy. Almost kind of a country bumpkin type of guy.
Okay.
Garrincha, every marker for him called John. Everyone called John. So he had the legs like that.
Because he was bow-legged. He was bow-legged. He was bow-legged. Yeah.
And he was born with one leg bigger than the other.
Yeah.
All right. Wow.
No, what Garrincha used to do, he used to dribble a guy, come back with the ball, dribble again, come back, dribble.
You're talking about no, Franco. You're talking about Garrincha used to dribble the one guy and go back to the same guy and dribble him again, and then come back another time. So he used to take the piss, basically. Yeah.
The one thing he used to do, say, in the World Cup, he used to do the same move, go because he had a leg like this.
Yeah.
And he dribbled to the right.
Yeah.
No, do you remember I said about the support leg?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Unforgettable. So he used to dribble to the right, run with the ball. Another marker come, he dribble again, and send the ball to the middle, and boom, go.
Yeah. So Franco talks about this all the time, actually, and I don't think you've mentioned it, but when Franco always talks to me about what makes certain players great, especially dribblers, is they can look at a defender's support leg, which is leading leg. Look at that position. Look at where they stand, and look what the support leg is, and make their body move towards the support leg, knowing that they're going to go to the weak leg to get away from them. And that
because say like you have the leg you go to mark, and the leg you support.
Yeah.
So when you do say step overs, it means your support leg is changing one side to another.
Yeah.
And then you can decide whenever you want in dribble.
Yeah.
That's why, say like for example, with Ronaldo before the final of the World Cup, the French defense were trying to think how they were going to stop Ronaldo because they knew they couldn't. Because Ronaldo used to destroy the defense.
Yeah, I mean, he's got the best step over in world football. He used to drop keepers. Well, this is Ronaldo.
The best step over is the Nielsen.
Yeah.
The Nielsen, yeah. Oh, the Nielsen was incredible. Do you remember the Nielsen? Wow.
No, but the Nielsen used to do it without doing anything.
Ronaldo he wasn't effective yet in the same way. Yeah, he's right.
Ronaldo used to do it to score the goal.
Yeah, Ronaldo was more effective with it. I know what he's saying. I used to love watching Danielson, though. I used to love watching him. He's right, though. He wasn't as effective as R9 as Ronaldo.
For example, Romario used to do what we call elastic.
Yeah.
It's like you send the ball with the outside of your boot and turn it to inside of your boot.
Yeah.
Right.
So when you go with your outside of the boot, the marker is using the right leg as support. So you quickly do that.
Yeah.
So they see with the support in the right leg. So they can get the ball from you.
So Franco, I just want to bring it back to Pele. So obviously Pele's death, you saw it. How old were you when how old was Pele when you were 11 and 12? How old was he? And when did you see him?
I can't remember. I can't.
So, but what one thing I would say, when did you realize and go, wow, this is amazing? What was the World Cup that you watched, your first World Cup?
That you really, that guy, where Pele was like, wow. Yeah.
1970.
1970, yeah. Yeah.
How old were you then?
I remember, like, after the final, the whole street, the whole Rio were on the street. Everyone, nobody was at home. Everyone was on.
Yeah, but Franco, was the third World Cup he won? That was his third one he'd won, yeah?
Yeah, because in them days, who won 3 times keep the cup. Yeah. We kept the Jules Rimet.
Yeah, it used to be called the Jules Rimet Trophy, yeah. So are you saying that 1970 was the one that people loved the most in Brazil when they won it, where Pele was like, that was a peak Pele, yeah?
Yeah, it was a peak.
It was the last goodbye. It was the goodbye.
Yeah, it was the goodbye.
Yeah.
So I went to his goodbye game in Rio.
Yeah.
Oh, you went to it, yeah?
Yeah. And sometimes Brazil used to play friendlies in Rio, Brazil against different teams. So I used to go and see.
Yeah. There's a famous where everybody stayed in the stadium after the game finished, and he's going around waving, doing a lap. Yeah.
So Franco, are you saying that the peak of Pele was 1970? Is that what you think the peak was, or was it before then? What do you think the peak of Pele was?
No, it was like a mature game.
When he was quite mature, because he must have been, how old must he?
No, do you know what he did? You know what happened before the World Cup? They were saying, Pele is finished, after 66. So know what he did? For 3 months, he did a really hard training to be in the high level peak. So by the time you got in the 97 World Cup, he was in form.
I just checked, Franco. He was 30 years old in 1970, so he was 30.
Yeah, he was.
And Franco, is true, isn't it? That people thought he wasn't going to play by that time.
Yeah.
I don't want to play.
That's how he was finished.
Yeah, and there was a massive debate in Brazil. People like, he has to come back. He has to come back. And I watched a documentary where he talks about the fitness regime that he had to go through, this intensive fitness regime for him to come and do it one more time to come and win.
Because for him was. You want to prove, like, I'm not finished. I'll show you. We are gonna win it.
I think his peak was, to me, 1952, because what he was doing then was
58. 58.
Oh, 58. Sorry, 58. Yeah. What he was doing in 58 was just incredible.
He was 18.
But after 58, between 58 and 65, he used to trash.
Everybody,
every team used to trash.
Yeah.
Yeah. And even after between 67 and 70, he used to trash. But he turned into more mature player.
Yeah.
Because when you reach the 30s, you have to be physically, because he was a strong player. Because in his head, to do everything he wanted to do, he had to be physically strong. It's like when he used to head the ball, he used to jump 1 meter. The average player jumps about 8 centimeters. He used to jump 1 meter.
He had a real spring in his step when he was jumping.
Yeah, he was.
I mean, just to explain to the people audience, he basically, in some ways, he was what some people would say 5'10", 5'9".
Yeah.
He wasn't a big guy. He wasn't a big guy.
8.5 he was, yeah.
He wasn't a big guy.
But Franco, you have to admit that's unusual for a guy of average height like that, mid-height, to be a centre forward and being that physically strong. It's quite a unique specimen, quite a unique physical footballer, though. I know obviously people were not that big back then, but still, he's centre forward.
It's like what I could call a complete player.
You always say to me that he's a complete player. You always say this to me.
He had everything, a player would love to have. Say like, for example, if people say Messi, the only thing Messi can do is dribble fast
Yeah.
and pass the ball, and that's it. He
Yeah.
can't have the ball. He can
Score with both feet.
it's like he can't say Pele. He used to change the speed of his dribbles. Say he got the ball, and then suddenly he passed straight quickly. And then he knew where the players were, so he could, before he dribbled, he knew who he was going to pass the ball. He dribble and pass. He say like the last goal of the World Cup in 1970. He got the ball and pretended he was going to shoot, and he knew that the cause of that was coming.
Yeah.
And he just wait and turn and boom, easy.
Yeah.
It's like the goal against England.
Yeah,
Got
that
the ball.
was the best pass. That was the best pass. That was an incredible pass to number 7.
Jairzinho.
Yes, to
Jairzinho, yeah.
That pass, the way he controls the ball and the way he just flicks it to just like that perfect timing.
Yeah.
And one thing he used to do as well is like smooth the ball in the chest.
Yeah.
In the first game against Czechoslovakia, Gerson throw the ball to him in the small area instead of doing a typical center forward. Oh, come on and give it a big kick over the post.
Yeah.
He smooths the ball in his chest.
Right.
Right
Soft,
down to the leg, and he just chooses the corner he wants to and score the goal. Simple. He made it simple. It's like when you see nowadays center forward in front of the keeper, instead of chip or round, no, boom, bang on the keeper. That's that's what I call a stupid player. Intelligent player, they know what they're doing with the ball.
But Franco, obviously the game has changed a lot since that time.
But the skill hasn't changed. The game changed. But say if a Brazilian team was always skillful, play jingle football, it could have a defense like Croatia, you would beat them. Because even in 1970 they tried that. It didn't work.
So Franco, has Pele, has he always been a centre forward? He only played in that position.
It was number 10, not centre forward.
So he was number 10.
Yeah.
Right.
In them days, they used to play 4-4.
Yeah.
But
4-4.
What happened in 1970? The Zagallo put 4 number 10s in the attack. Was like a Jairzinho, Tostão, Pelé, Rivellino. They're all number 10s. No center forward, all number 10s.
Yeah. I just want to get this comment. 1 second, Franco says, I love the show. Thanks to Franco telling us more. The greatest ever. My dad told me back in 1970, I was 4. I remember my first ever World Cup. 74. But he retired from international then. He says he was my first black hero, Muhammad Ali.
And Muhammad Ali,
growing up in the 70s. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, big up.
Wow.
Listen, big up, bro.
Oh wow, wicked, man. I'm old school, big up Nerd in Earth and listening to your music. Oh wow, thanks, man. Respect. Well, me and Franco still make music. In fact, I'm working on a jazz track, which is a tribute to Muhammad Ali, by the way. So he's my hero. My childhood hero was obviously Muhammad Ali. My family, everyone. Everyone used to watch him religiously. So he's the first hero. But
he was the only guy I got interest in box. I was never into box, but
till he comes along.
Because of him, I got into boxing.
Yeah,
he was cheeky.
Yeah, he was cheeky. Yeah, but he was another. If you think of Pele as a sporting icon, then you've got Muhammad Ali as well as another sporting. People that go beyond the sport that they do, they go beyond what they actually do.
Because Pele and Muhammad Ali, they were ambassadors of the sport.
Ambassadors of the sport, they were. They were.
Franco, I wanted to ask you. So obviously, his sad death a couple of weeks ago. How did you feel as a Brazilian? How did you feel?
No, I was sad when Sunday I switched on the Brazilian TV, and then they announced his death. I was sad.
Yeah.
And how is the nation handled? How's it mourned for Pele? How has it handled it?
No, because the idea Pele for Brazilians, he's an idol. He didn't for Brazilians. They didn't die. Pele is still.
It's going to live on. His legacy lives on. Yeah,
he lives on his legacy.
Yeah. Okay, interesting.
Yeah. But
so I mean,
unfortunately, I see the football nowadays is lack of. You say in Brazil, it still exists skillful players I've seen, but because the way the football is controlled by the coach,
yeah,
it's not anymore. It's up to the player. Say like even in 1970s, say when Brazil played against Uruguay, the game was controlled by the players.
yeah.
For example, Clodoaldo and Gerson were midfield. Gerson played ball up front. So because Uruguay player was marking Gerson, and then Gerson went to Clodoaldo. Clodoaldo, I'm gonna go back and you go forward. So he pushed the mark to him. So when Clodoaldo scored the first goal because Clodoaldo went forward and he didn't have anyone marking him because the guy was marking Gerson.
Yes, okay.
There was a player's decision.
Yeah.
Say nowadays you wouldn't have that.
So are you saying that the footballer was on the pitch was more free to do these things?
No,
the coaches giving them grief.
No, because they are the ones who are playing the game.
Yeah,
you have to figure it out.
Yeah, to figure it out. Yeah,
intelligent player. That's what I call intelligent player. They figure out the game, so they say let's change it here. So nowadays, if a player do this, the coach will tell them to get off the pitch.
Yeah. I mean, everything's changed, Franco. I mean, when I met you, and I realized that when I found out there were sambas that played just for football games, that blew my mind. Do you remember we recorded a couple of? Do you remember the battery we recorded? Yeah.
Yeah.
And you told me that there's certain ones for football matches. I couldn't get my head around that. So explain the football connection with the music as well, with the samba. Explain that, Franco, please.
No, it's the moves. That's what we call ginga football.
Yeah.
It comes from the capoeira, from the samba.
Yeah.
Say like all the players, say like during the World Cup, for example, after the game, they got the
cavaquinho, yeah.
And they will sing along, playing along. It's like when Brazil went to the final of the 2002 World Cup, they all in the coach playing and sing along.
You can't separate the music from the football. You cannot separate.
No.
Franco, what did you think when Roy Keane said, "Why are these people dancing?" Because some people took offense to Brazilian people celebrating dancing. What do you make of that, Franco?
No. Roy Keane, he just talk big. He always he tried to be controversial.
Yeah.
It's the mentality kind of. But football. The old football is meant to play, for people having fun,
joy, happiness. Joy. Yeah.
Happiness. No, come on, guys.
Yeah. It surprised me because football is. I mean, I'm a '70s child as well, so I've seen how football has changed. I mean, Franco, you remember what English football used to be like before the foreigners came? You remember what it was like?
Oh, for God's sake!
It's like ask this question.
I'm going to meet Franco. Hang on, let Nerdin come in a second.
Did United try to sign Pele?
Huh?
Did United try to sign Pele?
He said, but Santos. Michael Lindsay's saying, did United try to sign Pele and Santos wouldn't allow it?
No. What happened is when after the 58 World Cup, the president said that Pele is
national hero, national treasure.
It's like a
national treasure.
National treasure. So he couldn't go abroad.
Right.
It was not allowed to be sold to Europe. It was national treasure.
But just imagine, though, Franco, back in the day, the games, because I don't understand the thing. I mean, I obviously bring music in. I mean, you obviously know at the carnival, when you have the carnival in Rio, like you have a competitions where all the famous samba schools, they compete with each other to see who wins the title. Yeah. And in one samba school, there could be 3,000 people together, Franco. Yeah.
Yeah. I've seen. I went to see it.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. But people in England do not understand what it's like to hear that many drummers together, right?
No.
And when I saw it for the first time, I couldn't believe that was that many people. I thought it must be 500. It can't be more than that. I couldn't believe how big it was, right? Yeah, so can you imagine what it was like going to the Maracanã and everyone's bringing their drums in? It's like a party. This is the thing Roy Keane doesn't understand. If you go to Brazil,
for example, in them days, like we used to say firework.
Yeah.
Like a da 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 da. Like
okay.
I used to take myself in a few, and everyone was allowed. And as soon as the team comes in the pitch, like ba 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 ba.
Atmosphere, yeah.
It was crazy.
Yeah. Crazy. No, but remember when they're playing the pseudo, right? They're playing the drum, doom, 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 the constant, yeah. And then you've got the cash and the panderim, yeah. Yeah, you can hear it when I first heard it in '82 when Brazil were playing, and I could hear it on the TV, and I could hear the carnival samba in the background while the music's while the people are playing. So you're almost like you're at a party, but it's football's happening at the same time, and that's what's quite unique about Brazil.
It's like in '94. When I was watching the games, I could hear in the background they sing le le le
le le.
That's where I got the idea from. Because
me and Franco, we put a track together celebrating Brazilian football, and we sample loads of rhythms from the chants from the football chants. Yeah.
There is one fact. It's outside Pele. It's about Romário. When Romário played at Barcelona, when Johan Cruyff was the coach.
Yeah.
It was around near the carnival. So Romário went to Cruyff and said, if I score 2 goals in the first half an hour, can I go to Rio Carnival for 3 days? And Cruyff said, if you can, yes. So what Romário did, first 20 minutes scored 2 goals. And then he went to Cruyff, can you substitute me so I won't miss the plane?
Can you believe that, Franco? I mean, can you believe that? He goes to Cruyff while he's playing Barcelona and said, listen, if I score 2 goals early on, can you let me on the flight to go to Rio to go to Carnival? Yeah. Wow.
That's Romário.
That's like a Maradona story, nerd, isn't it? It's like a Maradona type story.
Did you know 100%. That Romário didn't drink and didn't smoke?
Yeah.
No, never.
Wow.
But he used to be what we call bohemian.
Yeah,
right.
Like at nighttime.
Yeah.
Play cards. It's like a.
He's a bit like me then. Don't drink, don't smoke, likes going out.
Yeah. He used to kind of they say when I used to go to Rio, say he used to go to club, he was always there. But he didn't drink, just drinking water, and that's it.
Wow, so shit, that's like me as well. Wow, that's crazy.
He was sharp.
And just to give a context, actually, Romário, when he went back to Brazil, became a politician in a borough of Rio.
He's still a politician. He's still a politician.
He's a politician. He became a politician. But he's a senator.
He's a senator.
Right.
Yeah, one of the best finishers, toe poke guy.
Ever. Yeah.
Romário to me was the best center forward because he was a center forward. He said, "I'm here to score goals."
Yeah.
He didn't like training. He said, "I'm not here to run. I'm here to score goals." Yeah. He had a vision inside there.
No, Franco, it's really interesting because what was the nerd? And you might be able to help me here, right? What was the Swedish goalkeeper called that played against Romário at the time? Do you remember? Did it begin with Greek?
I forgot his name.
He said in an interview, nerd, I'll never forget this. He got interviewed after they got beat by Brazil and Romário scored these goals. I think one of the Swedish journalists or whoever asked him, says, "Why couldn't you save them?" And he kept saying that when I tried to move, the ball was already in the net. I couldn't move. That's what he said. He said, I said, I tried to position myself, but when I tried to anticipate the shot, I was already too late with my anticipation. The ball was already in the net. And that's because he had very little backlift.
You're talking about Thomas Ravelli, the guy, the goalkeeper.
Was it Thomas? What's he called? Ravis Summit. His name was.
Yeah. Something like that.
I'll check it. I'll check it. But I just remember, and what it was, he was the master of, like you said, when watching how a keeper's standing and anticipating, like, okay, if you're going to move this way, I'm going to just toe poke it before you have a chance to move.
What Romano used to do, he say if you pass to him, he didn't use kind of stop the ball and shoot. He used to wait the ball come, look at the keeper, where is he? In there on the right, and he's just one touch. Ball come, one touch.
Yeah. So listen, we've been on for an hour now, Franco.
It was Thomas Ravelli. Thomas Ravelli,
yeah. What was your most treasured memory of Pele watching him live? What was it about him that was like, whoa, made you stand up? Was there a certain skill?
To tell you the truth, every game I went to see was like, every game. It was not like Pele never had he's a bit out of form. He was always on form. Always.
So consistency.
Consistency.
That's crazy. That's a big statement to make, that, Franco, because isn't it impossible for everyone to be that consistent?
No, but he always prepare himself. It's like before the 97 World Cup, he trained. He want to be in the level to be producing high level football. You always not like footballers. I don't want to train. I'm going party.
Yeah,
like the Ronaldinho's, Neymar, all these players. They're great players, but they're a bit slack.
Yeah.
They kind of It's like Ronaldinho decided to stop the high level because he wants to party.
Yeah. No, I heard he was to me, of all the players, I don't know about Neymar, but I know Ronaldinho loved to samba. He loved to play the cavaquinho or get the pseudo, get the drums out and play the samba. I know he loved that, but he looked like a guy that loved samba. I don't get that from Neymar. I get something. I get different.
No, Neymar, no. I think Neymar is a skillful player I've seen, but he's kind of he's not a guy who, right, I'm gonna be fit and I'm gonna take over this.
Yeah, you mean grab the game?
The only time he did that was the goal he scored against Croatia.
Yeah,
he did it like the last. I'll do it.
Nobody
scored. But he should have done that every single game.
Yeah.
Take over like Messi did it. Messi took over the team.
And just on the topic of that, how did the nation react to Brazil losing again? How because obviously in Brazil they call Brazil the Seleção. Everyone says if you follow Brazil carefully, it's not called Brazilian football team. The name is called the Seleção.
The thing is, we always found Tite very conservative. Because what happened? Tite say like the Argentina. I like the way the Argentina coach dealt with it. He looked at the other team. I'm gonna surprise this team. I'm gonna change my team. They did every single game and change the team, change the tactic. Kind of approach in a different way. Say Tite.
Yeah.
Say if you substitute the left winger, substitute is another left winger who's going to play the same thing. No surprise.
Yeah, no plan B, no plan C, nothing.
The only guy who used to surprise was Martinelli because he was forward.
Yeah.
But the other guys, like I don't like, to tell the truth, I don't like Anthony.
No, I don't at the moment.
I find Anthony a bit of a blagger.
At the moment, to me as well, Franco. To me as well.
He's what we call useless dribbler. He dribbles, pointless dribble.
Let's see if Ten Hag can sort him out. But that's a topic for Nuruddin, being Mr. Man United. But I have to admit, I'm not a fan of Anthony so far. I haven't forgiven him for what he did in the World Cup.
He's getting used to the league. He's still young. The team's slowly coming together. It's going to take time.
No, but the thing is, he's got the little skills, but he's not an intelligent player. It's a difference between intelligent player and then someone who's got the skills. But
and someone who's got both, Franco, someone who's got both.
If someone who's got both, and it's a different.
Yeah.
So if he had the intelligent play, he would think, I'm going to dribble here, but I know I'm going to pass to, I've got 2-3 players on me, so I've got that one free in there. But he's not that. He just do for, it's like one game. He dribble himself, and then the coach said, you're going to go to the bench in second half. Too silly.
Just to get back to Pele, Franco, because obviously we obviously like the political angle of everything.
Yeah.
Do you think Pele, obviously being a black footballer, do you think he did a lot to combine
what he did, what he always said, I'm showing, doesn't matter the color, I'm showing the best of myself.
Yeah.
That's why I need it, to be the best of myself.
Yeah.
Yeah. So nobody will look at me if I'm black, white, or yellow.
Yeah.
I'm the best of myself.
But Franco, did he help unite? Because obviously we know how big the racism is in Brazil. Did he help with that? Did he help put community together? How was he? Because he was the first superstar, and obviously he's a what I call a proper black Brazilian. From what I know, and I know a lot of them. Yeah. And obviously, being in the 50s, because me and Nuruddin, obviously Nuruddin's been to Brazil. He's given talks in Brazil about race relations. We know the biggest number of slaves were taken from Angola to Brazil. We know they've suffered so bad in that country. And you get a superstar. Did he help? Did he help people look into themselves?
I'm not very familiar with that side of Pele.
Yeah.
But the only thing I know, what he used to say is like, I just want to show the best of myself. It doesn't matter what color I am.
Yeah.
So I'm a person, it's like it's the way I look, I was brought up,
Yeah.
I never looked to anyone, he's black, he's
but that's what I'm saying. But Franco,
I never looked at anyone in a contest,
Yeah.
But that's the way I was brought up.
The biggest thing what he did, I think, because you have to understand, when he was coming through, this was at the end of the Second World War. So we're talking about 1950s, 58, he's 17 years old. 15 years old at Santos, he gets into the team. We're looking at the world changing. This has been a world war. The world is changing. There are a lot of anti-colonial
movements.
Movements.
Civil rights movements.
Around the world. So to have this black young player being one of the best footballers, the best footballer in the world.
In the world,
and it continued to the 1960s. And not that the fact that he stayed in just Santos. He didn't just stay in Santos and in Brazil, but Santos went on tour and played in Africa. No European teams went to Africa. So the thing, what some people argue, he did it by his visibility and what he did on the football pitch.
That's why I said to you, he was a humble guy. He was not that type of like they say for example, in the when the players have a dinner and they had like a really hard steak. Everyone, I'm not eating that. And Pele used to cut the steak very thin, eat. Don't complain, It's like he was a humble guy. For the level of where he was a humble guy. He always said that I want to be the best of my abilities. That's me. He always, his answer to racism was to show to them that he was above that.
Like you said, Nuruddin, he wasn't particularly.
He only ever talked about it once about, and it was referenced to say, you don't understand the amount of racism I used to get. He said, like, the amount of racism. And just to give a reference as well.
No, but that's one thing. Like, because internally, you used to get angry. So he showed
on the football pitch
with his abilities. I'm above all this.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know, he didn't complain about the racism come to him. He showed that's how I am. I'm the king.
Yeah.
It's like people say that he used to talk in two person.
Yeah.
When he used to say Pele, he used to say Pele has got to go to play. And there was Edson.
Yeah, Edson. Yeah.
Edson, it was him.
Yeah.
But Pele
on the football pitch, yeah. Off the football pitch, it was Edson.
Because in the early 70s, I think that was or late 70s. He went out with this Brazilian young, pretty model.
Yeah.
And then, because I saw an interview with her, and then she said the only thing I didn't like when Pele used to come with lots of lipstick in the face, and he said, you know, Pele was lots of girls around Pele. So
yeah.
You know, he used to talk in the third person.
Yeah, in the third person, yeah. I'm Edson. That's Pele. That's someone else.
He was
this is Edson now, yeah.
He was a smooth boy.
Yeah.
Well, that's very interesting because I watched stuff about Maradona as well, and Maradona would always say it was Maradona and it was the real person.
Yeah.
Because they became so famous, and Pele was the first one that was globally everywhere he went. There's a famous poster I think it's Mexico, 1970. And the poster read, it was on a massive poster on the side of a wall, and it read, "Nobody's working today, or gonna go and see Pele."
Wow, that's incredible. That
well, everywhere in the world Pele went, he was kind of treated as a king.
Yeah, wow, that's crazy. That to have an advert.
Yeah.
On a big billboard in Mexico that said, "Hang on, guys, we're not working today. We're all going to see Pele." I mean, you don't see that about Ronaldo. You don't see that about Messi. You don't see that about Neymar. You don't see that about anybody. That's a different level. That to me.
And stopping the war in Africa is a big thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. For 48 hours, the world stopped. Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
everywhere he
went. Bafra one, yeah.
Yeah. It was a Bafra one, and he basically went there, and I think they went to Mozambique, if I'm not mistaken. So they went to a couple of African countries.
I think he went to Congo.
Was not seen before, like Santos coming and playing, so people could go and see. So in this era, like Pele, like imagine everybody wanted your autograph. Everybody wants to talk to you. Most people would go crazy, because of the fame. It would get to their head. And the thing about it is that he became, he made a lot of money to begin with. He made a lot of money to begin with, and then he lost the money. That's why he went to Cosmos in the 1980s.
Oh, right. So he went to Cosmos. He went to New York Cosmos because he was broke, basically, as well.
Yeah, and I think he got £1 million. £1 million he was paid to play for New York. And
I remember when he went to Cosmos. I remember that. I used to see that.
Yeah, but he kind of introduced football to the Americans.
The Americans, yeah.
Yeah, he did. Soccer, as they call it, yeah.
No, it's football, but the football.
Read this one a second from Jarvis. Hold on a second. Jarvis says, "One of my favorite Brazilian players was Socrates. The Doctor was a brilliant attacking midfielder, elegant and fun to watch. 1982-1986 team was fantastic. Sad they didn't win." Go on. I'll pass over to you, Franco.
What do you want to know?
Yeah, no, just to say about the quote. He said Jarvis is one of his favorite players, Brazilian players, was Socrates. He's the Doctor, a brilliant attacking midfielder. He was very elegant and fun to watch. It's a shame.
We used to call him a gazelle.
You used to call him a gazelle, right? In Brazil, is that what they used to call him, a gazelle? Yeah.
The way he played, it was kind of so smooth.
Yeah, he was. So
elegant. When
you used to watch him run, though, Franco, he was so graceful. He had these long strides, right? Yeah. And like I said, he reminded me of American hurdler called Ed Moses. I don't know if you remember this guy called Ed Moses, a 400-meter hurdler. I used to watch him run, and it was like a gazelle. It was just so smooth, his action, watching him. And Socrates was the same. But watching that Brazil in '82, I mean, like I said, it's still my favorite Brazilian team of all teams.
The only problem with that team was bad keeper.
The bad keeper, yeah.
And a bad center forward. Because
Oh yeah, because the main centre forward is missing. Yeah,
Careca's supposed to play.
correct.
He got
Yeah,
injured
yeah.
the day before the first match, so they put the idiot.
What was he called? The guy that replaced him? Correct.
Serginho.
Oh, Serginho. Right. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
yeah.
I remember when I saw him. I saw, oh my God.
So do you think if Careca played, Brazil would have won in '82?
Yeah, definitely.
A lot of people have said that to me. If Careca played in '82, they would have won.
No, but other thing, what happened? The coach was stubborn because what happened? The way they play, they didn't have a right winger, so that's why Italy scored the goals. There was nobody marking on the right of Brazil, so they always brought the ball in there, and then Paulo Rossi was always
on the right, coming on the right hand side to score. Yeah.
And he didn't have a defense kind of tactical way to stop Italy. He just let's play up front, let's go goal. You know,
like you said, Franco, it's a football jinga, the jinga football. Yeah.
No, but you can play. To me, I would love to see Brazil go back to the football jinga, but with
smart tactics. Yeah,
smart tactics. You know, like a good defense, solid defense. You can do whatever you want in the front.
Yeah, true.
You know, and change the game along, because teams search your team out, and it's like Spain with the tic tac in 2010, and then afterwards people searched them out. They knew why they were doing the tic tac. It's like in this World Cup they tried.
But tiki-taka. Listen, tiki-taka without proper penetration is not useless.
I mean, Franco, do you think Brazil's going to go back to producing people like Ronaldinho's and people like that? Do you think it's going to happen? Because
one problem is different factors. Say, in the old days, people used to play football on the street. You know, like you used to have poor people play on the street. Football on the beach, you know, and that doesn't exist, you know. All is building lots of construction and everything. All those pitch disappear. The one
so there's no clothes left.
The one I used to play, you know, we used to play every Sunday or every week. Disappeared, doesn't exist anymore. You know, another thing. All the European team, as soon as they see a Brazilian good player, boom, get them when they're 17. So that development in the world of jingle football disappears. It's like I remember when I met Anderson. You remember he played for United?
Yeah. Oh, you met him?
He used to be a jingle player, dribbler. But when he came to United, Alex Ferguson didn't let him do that. And I said to him, why you don't do what you used to do? He said, Ferguson doesn't let me do it. But they're quite happy to get paid lots of money, so they don't care.
You see what he said just then, Nuruddin? He said Anderson was a super skilled, sort of tricky footballer. And then when he came to United, he wasn't allowed to be that. He wasn't allowed to be that type of footballer because, you know, to me, he was a bit of a failure at Man United. He was a failure.
He broke his leg. He broke his leg at Porto and never recovered fully. He broke his leg, but also you have to fit into the team the way you play in Europe.
They didn't let him play the way he played. He was a left winger. He was not midfielder.
Yeah, he was a left winger.
Right, he was a left winger. Right. Wow. I never saw anything from.
Mr. Franco, we're gonna have to wrap it up because I've got another show in a minute. But big up to everybody, and Franco, from the bottom of my heart, bro. Thank you so much for coming on and letting us know. And next time you're in Manchester, we'll go and get some food.
Yeah,
of course.
But and like I said, my heart goes out to all the Brazilian people, isn't it? And Pele, like I said, he lives on. He's an icon. Icons and legends never die like him. And just to second Jarvis, my favorite Brazilian because of his politics and his football and everything is Socrates. Because I educated myself on the history of Brazil and the Corinthians team, democracy. You know, that brought democracy, that got rid of the dictatorship. It was Corinthians democracy and how they went all around Brazil and voted. So they would be on the coach and they would vote everything about everything.
I forgot to mention, when Pele was the Minister of Sport, he introduced what Pele law. It's like when players could have a transaction, because in them days, players signed to the club and they couldn't leave the club.
Right.
So Pele introduced the Pele law, so you could have a manager, you could sign a contract for whatever it could, and then it could be sold to another club. In them days, you could do that.
Yeah.
Before Pele.
Yeah. And this is the influence. Yeah. Pele became the ministry.
Whatever Pele said was the law.
Yeah. Yeah. He was this guy. It was incredible. It's absolutely, his story is incredible. He is incredible because he literally put Brazilian football on the map. He literally, with the 3 World Cups, you know, these 3 World Cups that you win. Before Pele, Brazil had a good team. They were producing good players. But after Pele, like, it became this massive thing globally around the world.
Not just that, you know, when he came the 50th World Cup and they saw the Brazilian team, they saw what football is that?
Yeah.
Because in Europe they play kind of methodic football.
Yeah.
You know, pass. And then suddenly see all these guys dribbling here, dribbling there, you know, chip the ball over and you know. So they didn't know how to stop this.
Yeah. Yeah. It's incredible. It's incredible. But thank you so much, Franco. And big up Irfan. Yeah. And listen, we'll definitely chat about some more about football and music, definitely.
Anytime.
Yeah, we should definitely do that. But love to you both. And listen, at 10:30, we're going to go live at 10:30. Oh, so 10 o'clock, actually, we're going to go straight live. But I'm going to have 2 minutes because I've got to go live in the other channel. Irfan, if you want to jump on, we've got to talk about everything to do with Man United. Loads of news, loads of just hype, loads of comedy. We are the biggest comedy. So we're going to go live now with Manchester
I think we'll talk about Manchester United. Manchester United need a killer centre forward.
Yeah.
To actually
everyone knows we need a centre forward. Everyone knows. Yeah, do you know anyone, Franco? Do you know anyone that United should buy? Do you know a striker that United should buy? Can you think of one?
There is maybe, I don't know, maybe the Portuguese guy.
Which one? Gomez.
Yeah, the one
won in the World Cup. Yeah, I mean, like I said, but obviously we ain't got the money to afford him. Yeah.
Oh, let me see someone else.
What about the guy from Flamengo that you like, Franco?
No, he's not a player for Europe.
He's not playing for Europe. He's just playing for
I think he's not even a player for Brazil. Some players, they play in the team, but if you play in the national team, the tax is different. They won't fit in.
Of course, of course. Yeah. Listen, I just want to thank Franco from the bottom of my heart. A lot of love for Franco. A lot of people.
Anytime, man.
So
yeah, thanks, Franco, man.
Brazilian football expert here. So anytime anything with Brazil, we'll always have Franco.
We'll get Franco back on. Yeah. Franco watches a lot of European football because he was telling me that Real Madrid have just signed the new top striker from Brazil. They've just signed.
He's going back on loan.
Yeah. 16 years old.
Yeah.
Signed. Yeah. And other thing, my team Flamengo is playing against Real Madrid in the World Club.
When's that happening?
I think it's the 11th of February.
All right. Wow. So the World Club.
Yeah. We'll be in a BBC I play or something like that.
Yeah.
So watch out.
Yeah, we'll be keeping that. I will get you on for that. We'll get you on. Maybe we'll
get you on for that. So you can come after the game, Franco. You can come on and explain what happened. The team got beat.
Yeah. Maybe Real Madrid is going to get beat.
Yeah. Big up, Franco. Thank you so much. We appreciate you.
Anytime. So I'll see you soon, guys.
Yeah. Irf, I'll put it on here if you want to jump on because there's a lot.
I'm just going to go make a quick cup of tea. Yep.
Irf, give me a call tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll give you a shout tomorrow. Yeah. Okay. No worries, man. All right then. I'll see you later. Yeah.
Nice one.
Put it in the private chat, Irf, and jump on. Yeah.
All right. Okay. No worries. All right. Take care, guys. Thanks.
Good night, guys. Take care. Bye. Join us, please. We're going live now. Join us. We're going live now. Take care, people.